talking about disease control in animals, and I'm sure you're aware of how vital that is to our livestock and poultry industry. It's critical for Kentucky's growing agricultural economy. We need sound programs and control and or eradication when possible on communicable disease in livestock. And any major disease outbreak would be devastating to our better than $3.6 billion industry. And we must have a sound strategy in place to prevent disease outbreaks if possible, or to aggressively deal with the outbreaks that might occur. We have policy stating that the Kentucky Farm Bureau policy supports the Kentucky Department of Agriculture programs for testing and inspecting livestock for disease in the marketplace. And we favor an expansion of sound programs to control and eradicate communicable disease in livestock. The improvements to our two-state diagnostic labs are noteworthy, but they must remain cutting edge on rapid disease identification and reaction. So my questions to you are two, and the first one is, what is your vision for how the department will lead in supporting and expanding disease protection for our livestock industry? And the second one would be, how will you utilize our two diagnostic labs for surveillance and disease control effectiveness? Thank you.
All righty, Mr. Quarles, you have the first round.
Thank you for the question. It's important that in agriculture, we're able to continue what we do best, and that is produce safe, quality, high quantity food and be part of the safest food supply system in the world. It's important that when there are issues of disease, the Department of Agriculture play a proactive role in not only identifying the source, but also with media. And I think that one of the things we can do, to answer your question, is to develop a media response team when it comes to outbreaks and disease. We saw an issue down in Owensboro a couple years ago with Iron Maiden, and the media portrayed the farmer in a misinformed light. And so one thing I like to do, in addition to the regulatory responsibilities we have at the Department of Agriculture, is develop a media response team that helps educate the public and educate the media so that when there is an unfortunate outbreak, that we're able to contain it and educate people instead of feeding upon misperceptions. I think it's important that we keep Dr. Stout. I think he is a leader and beloved person in the Department of Agriculture. Be honored to have him continue with us at the Department of Ag, and also be a leading edge when it comes to dealing with and also monitoring disease across the United States and also internationally. To better utilize our diagnostics labs, it's important that they're well funded. We fought hard in the General Assembly to get these facilities built. Now we need to make sure we can keep the doors open. And as an agriculture commissioner with legislative experience, we're going to bring that sort of highlight and information to the rest of the General Assembly to make sure they know and are aware of the importance of these diagnostic labs. A lot of times there's legislators who control the purse strings, don't exactly understand what different aspects of government do. And as the next Ag Commissioner, I will be working the General Assembly alongside Farm Bureau to make sure that legislators know the importance of well-funded diagnostic labs across Kentucky.
Thank you. Ms. Lawson-Spann.
Well, thank you for the question. And our Kentucky veterinarians are the front line against spread of disease. They, in coordination with the State Veterinarian's Office and our two diagnostic centers in Lexington and Hopkinsville, work to identify diseases and control the spread. Whether this be in our animal shelters, where some 285,000 animals go through the various county facilities each year, our chicken and other bird animals, or our large animals, this is the group who, along with the federal veterinarians, have charge of identifying and controlling the spread of disease. As your next Commissioner of Agriculture, I will commit to have the very best coordination and cooperation between the Kentucky Department of Agriculture and the other key players as close to a disease-free state as it humanly possibly can be.